Hey you, it's Katie you, and it is back to school season.
Woke up at 11 o'clock, I ain't got no job, what the hell should I do today?
Today I'm going to try to make it as painless for you as possible to pack for college, especially for the incoming freshmen who are joining college during this pandemic. You know, it just has to be all the more stressful. So I'm just going to try to alleviate all your stress, and this video is not so much going to be focused on the essentials of college, such as like bedding, storage, toiletries, things like that. I'm going to talk about the things that you just wouldn't think to bring to college, but if you do bring it, it just pays off so much and you're going to be so grateful that you did. And without further ado, let's get into it. First up on the list is a shower caddy that you can hang on a hook. If you are already pretty deep into the whole of what to pack for college, how to pack for college here on YouTube, you've probably had multiple people tell you, I have the hard plastic one or I have the soft fabric one, and I'm here to tell you that it does not matter. The only thing that matters is that you can physically hang it on a hook, because if it cannot physically do that, you are going to have to put it on the dirty, nasty, grimy ground of a college bathroom, and you don't want your toiletries touching that ground. So I know that with a lot of plastic ones, they're very durable, which is good, but the handle just doesn't go back far enough to reach the hook. I would say that's the number one thing to consider, because you don't know what college students do on those floors.
Y'all make me sick. Y'all make me sick.
I also would recommend bringing 2 lamps, one for your desk for when you're feeling productive, and another lamp that clips on or attaches to your bed frame, because there are going to be days where you feel so lazy, but the assignment is due tomorrow, so you figure you might as well have it from the comfort of your bed and your pillows, because it's not going to be that good anyway. The next thing I want you to consider is the number one thing that I want you to pack. This saved my sanity, my sleep schedule, and that is earplugs, my friend. Because there are going to be times where the dorm above you is throwing a loud, long kickback on a Thursday night and you have a test tomorrow. I know that with COVID, parties, at least I hope, are not gonna happen, but college campuses are so loud. There's construction going on, there's always students walking around. It's just best to always have something to fall back on. Another thing I swear by is a portable handheld fan, and I know that these are not too commonplace in America. I personally got mine in Korea because it's really trendy there, because it's really humid in Korea. But on a hot, humid day, when you are walking to class, it comes so in clutch to just have this fan always blowing at you. I was always handing it off to other people who were overheating in my classes. I even handed it off to like my professor once, because she was so hot during one of her lectures, and I literally gave it to her and she was lecturing with like a handheld fan. So it really is so useful when it's one of those hotter days. This next thing is a beach towel or a picnic blanket that you are not afraid to get dirty, because let me tell you, when the weather is nice on a college campus, and if you're on the East Coast, that is so rare. I'm so sorry. I hate to bring it to you. The sun doesn't exist on the East Coast for some reason. When the weather's nice on a college campus, it is like watching moths flocking to a singular lamp in the middle of a solar eclipse. You will see so many students sprawled out on the green grass, and without a picnic blanket, you can't join them, because you're gonna get muddy and the grass is soggy and it's just not gonna be a good time. But with a picnic blanket, you can take a break from your hectic college schedule. So I highly recommend packing one of those, because it is so rare that Mother Nature gifts us with a sunny, blessed, warm day. And when that day comes, it'll feel so good to just take a break and study outside with your friends while playing music, rather than in the deep, dark recesses of a library. Trust me. And the next thing on the list is wireless headphones. And
sorry, what was that? No, they don't have to be AirPods. What are you talking? I can't hear you. You're cutting out. I can't.
Look at my earrings.
No, but in all seriousness, wireless headphones are such a necessity for college, because you're always moving from working out to studying in the library to walking to class. It's just best to not have a hassle of wires while you're trying to transition through all these different actions. Another thing is a huge, comfy throw blanket. This will be your coat, your warmth, your comfort, your shoulder to cry on. It will be so versatile. It will serve so many roles in your life. It can function both as like an extra layer to hug around you when you're studying in your room in the cold winter time, but also as like your comforter sheet in the summer when it's too hot to actually get under your real covers. I know a lot of people say to pack a throw blanket, and they are right. When you're feeling lonely, it's your only friend, and she's a good one. The next thing that I want you to bring is one singular 5-subject notebook with built-in folders. And honestly, don't even buy that until you've waited 2 weeks into your classes to see if your professors even really need you to buy that. In college, you are constantly running from commitment to commitment to commitment, and you usually don't have time to run back to your dorm room to like switch out the contents of your backpack, whereas in high school, big, bulky backpacks were normalized, and we also had lockers. So a light, efficient backpack is the utmost priority for both you, your mental health, and your back. A 5-subject notebook is compact and it allows all of your needs for all of your classes to balance out. I know Target and Staples don't want you to know that. They want you to buy all the notebooks, but I'm here to tell you the truth.
Period.
One 5-subject notebook will cut it, if that. My next thing is Advil or Tylenol or ibuprofen or your personal choice of painkillers, and I would suggest that you carry them with you because there are going to be times where you're hit with a splitting headache, but your to-do list is simply too long for you to sleep it off with a nap, which we all would love to do, but sometimes college just doesn't allow you to do that. So I would highly recommend that. The next object of my recommendation is a phone case that stores your IDs and debit and credit cards. For me, I have this phone case, which is pretty funky, if you know what I'm saying. Shut up, Katie. There's a phone case compartment in here that allows me to store all of my cards. I know that there's also an option for this stick-on compartment that a lot of people use for harder phone cases. Every single building on your college campus is probably going to be only accessible if you swipe your ID, and so there are gonna be times where you're running really late to a class, you really need to pee, or it's just really freaking cold outside and you really want to get into a building, and fumbling around trying to look for your cards is just the worst feeling and the worst waste of time ever. Avoid all that mental stress and save a lot of time by just having your cards and IDs and everything you need quickly accessible. The next one is Tide Pods, and I'm only including this because I want to dispel the maybe tiny inkling that you may have of being like,
I can handle a heavy bottle of detergent, like, I can do it.
okay, but think about walking with a heavy bottle of detergent while also lugging a huge heavy hamper of clothes because you procrastinated doing your laundry for 2 weeks. Everybody has those days. That's just a recipe for falling down the stairs, and we don't want that. But also make sure that Tide Pods are approved by your university's washers. I know that a lot of college washing rooms are not up to par to, you know, modern society standards. Always a good thing to check, but highly recommend Tide Pods. Don't eat them, save your back from arthritis 50 years down the road, your clothes will smell good, and laundry day will just be so much less stressful. Another thing that I would recommend doing, this is more of an action rather than object, is reading Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F***, because in college, you're gonna suddenly find yourself giving f***s about things that you never give a f*** about in the past. So obviously, you're gonna dramatically see an increase in the f*** that you have to give. This book teaches you how to properly and efficiently allocate the f*** to the things that you deserve to give a f*** about. You're going to be overwhelmed and exhausted the first few weeks of college because it's just going to be so many things that you never thought that you'd need to think about. That book really comes in clutch. I would recommend reading it, I would say a week before starting college, because it just really helps prime your mentality to be more chill, more laid back, and just take college for what it is. Which leads me to my final object that you absolutely need in your college freshman starter pack, and that is lowered expectations. Yes, I really just said that. The number one thing, other than earplugs, that I want you to bring is lowered expectations. Some aspect of college, be it relationships, friendships, extracurriculars, academics, even your own self, you're gonna be disappointed by because you are trying to grasp this whole new world that you have never experienced before. So obviously some part of it is not gonna live up to your expectations. It's gonna let you down. The best way to get around that is just lowering your expectations and taking in college for what it is. I found that once I began to appreciate college for the raw thing that it is, rather than wanting it to be the best 4 years of my life, because honestly, first of all, that's kind of sad if college is the best 4 years of my life, because we live to be what's the average lifespan, like 60 to 80 years old? I don't really know what it is. And the best 4 years of our lives are going to be spent from 18 to 22. Is the rest of my life going to be a downhill? Like, no thank you. No. I deserted the idea of that college was going to be the best 4 years of my life, and as soon as I started doing that is when I found the right group of people, when I started pursuing my passions, and when I finally chose the major that really lit me on fire. So just keep an open mind and take college day by day, and it will all be okay. That is all I have for you today. I really hope that your packing list was blessed by my insight, and if it wasn't,
That is okay.
I'm gonna be making a lot of more college-themed, college-centric videos in the next few weeks of August. If you liked this video or found anything helpful from it, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me and it would really help me out a lot. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next time.